I wonder what Allie is doing. I should call her up.
Hi, Bud.
Hi, Allie. I was thinking, it is a great day to learn something new. Do you want to join me?
Of course. Can our friends come too?
Yes. Come on, everyone, and join us for
The Bud and Allie Show. Today, we will learn some wonderful words all about the history of the earth. Friends at home, you may want to hurry and scurry and get some paper, a pencil, crayons or markers so you can join along with us. We'll sit right here and wait for you to get your materials, but hurry back. Bud? Allie? Miss Sandy? Where are you guys?
Jackson,
Mississippi?
the United States of America, North America.
Planet Earth? There you are?
Yes, here we are, on top of the earth.
Miss Sandy, what are you talking about?
She is talking about our new vocabulary focus for this week, Miss Leanne. We are going to learn all about the earth.
That's right. This week, we are learning words to help us know more about the parts of the earth. Do you want to learn with us, Miss Leanne? Of course. And I bet our friends at home would love to learn some new English vocabulary words too. Let's get started.
We are going to talk about the earth. And if we're going to do that, we first should have an idea of what the earth looks like. This is a picture of a globe. It helps us to see what our planet looks like from Earth. So, if I was an astronaut in space, this is what Earth would look like. But it looks like a ball or a marble. I don't feel like I'm standing on a ball.
That's right, Bud. Right now, we're standing on the Earth's surface. Because the Earth is so big and we're so small, we can't really see or feel that round ball shape. To us, it looks and feels flat. But I thought we was standing on the floor. What do you mean when you say we're standing on the Earth's surface?
That's a great question, Allie. The surface is a word that means the top of something or the outer layer or outside of something. So when Miss Leanne said we are standing on Earth's surface, she meant we're standing on the top of the earth. Why don't we move our hands in a flat motion like this to help us to remember surface? Can you all try that with me? Boys and girls at home, try it with us. Ready? Surface.
Wow! What else do you know about the Earth, Miss Sandy?
Well, I know that there are scientists who study the earth. These scientists are called geologists. Geologists work in a type of science that's called geology. Geologists believe the earth is billions of years old.
And I know a fun fact about the words geology and geologist. Both of these words come from Latin, which means that we can use the affixes or the word parts to help us figure out what those words mean. In Latin, geo means earth, and Geologist means one who studies. It's kind of like a math problem. Geo plus ologist equals geologist, or one who studies the earth. We can do the same thing with the word geology. Remember, in Latin, geo means earth. Ology comes from the Latin word logia, which means study of. Add them together, geo plus ology, and we have the word geology, which means the study of the earth.
Okay, wait. Let me see if I understand you, Miss Leanne. Geology is the study of the earth. And geologists are the scientists who study the earth.
You've got it, bud. Well, it's all Greek to me. Actually, Allie, it's Latin.
I wonder what it would be like to be a geologist. I wonder what a geologist does to help them study the earth. Those are great wonderings, Bud. A geologist does many different things. Some look at rocks to learn about the history of a place, and some study volcanoes. Some geologists even study dirt to see how the earth has changed over time.
Ugh, dirt is so dirty. What could a geologist possibly learn from dirt? Well, actually, Allie, the dirt tells geologists a lot about the history of the earth. Sand and dirt is what you get when wind and water make big rocks break down into tiny little pieces. That process is called erosion. Here, let's look at this picture to see if it will help us better understand.
Ooh, pretty colors.
You're right, Bud. Those are very pretty colors. These colors can help us to see the different layers of the earth. The earth has many different layers. That means that the earth has a lot of parts that lie over or under one another.
Hey, I've got a great idea, Miss Leanne. Why don't we stack our hands up like this to help us to remember layer? Friends at home, can you join us to say the word layer? Let's all try it together. Ready? Go.
Layer. Great job, everyone. The Earth's top layer is called the
Crust.
Not the crust, silly bud. It's called the surface. But you got ahead of me and you guessed.
I'm sorry.
You're so smart, bud. It's also called the crust.
Ew, but I hate crust. It's nasty. I always have my mama cut the crust off my sandwiches.
Well, I don't know about you, bud, but I love a good crust. And you know what? Thinking about bread crust is actually a really good way to think about Earth's crust. Just like the bread crust, the Earth's crust is the hard, thick, crispy layer on the outside of the Earth. Hey, Allie, what are you doing? Well, I'm keeping notes on all of these new vocabulary words by writing them down. Crust is a new one. I don't want to forget it.
Allie, that's such a great idea. And you know what else might help? I love how you've used these pictures. Why don't we draw a picture of bread to help us to remember that the crust is the outside layer of the earth, like crust on bread. Here, let me show you. I will just draw a slice of bread. How's that?
Oh, I love that, Miss Sandy. that will definitely remind me of the word crust.
Okay, let me see if I understand. Geologists study the Earth's layers, and the top layer is the crust, right? Well, what are the other layers?
Great question, Bud. Let's look back at the picture. Here we see the top layer, the crust. Under that, we have what's called the mantle. And then below the mantle, we have a core. Here, let's look at another example.
Miss Leanne, is that an apple?
You're right, Bud. It's an apple.
But how is an apple going to help us to remember the layers of the Earth?
Well, that's a great question. This apple has a lot of similar layers to the Earth. Look on the outside. This pretty red apple skin is similar to the Earth's crust. But if I cut into it, what would we see?
The inside of the apple?
Kind of, you're right. So the white flesh on the inside of the apple is going to be similar to the Earth's mantle.
The mantle is the layer of the Earth that's between the crust and the core. Kind of like how the fruit of the apple is between the skin and the seeds.
Right, Miss Sandy. And here we see the core. The core of an apple is the very middle, just like how the core of the Earth is the very middle layer of the Earth. So think about it like this: core, mantle, crust. Or we could do a motion to help us remember. Watch this: core, mantle, crust. Friends at home, could you do that with me to help us remember the layers of the Earth? Ready? Go. Core, mantle, crust. Great job, everyone. So, there are seeds in an apple core. Does that mean there are seeds in the Earth's core?
No, Allie, but that is a good thought. Instead of seeds, the Earth's core is full of molten liquid magma.
Hot, molten, liquid, what?
Molten liquid magma. Look at this picture of a volcano. What do you see? I see some orange juice in the middle, and I see it squirting out of the top.
That's not orange juice, Bud. You're so silly.
Miss Leanne's right, Bud. The orange stuff on the inside of the volcano is called magma. Magma is the melted liquid rock deep inside the Earth's mantle. When there's enough pressure, the volcano explodes or erupts and lava comes out.
That looks pretty scary. I don't know if I would want to be nearby when a volcano erupted.
Volcano eruptions can be very destructive, Allie, but sometimes volcano eruptions can be very fun. Let's check in with the scientist friend and learn some more about volcanoes.
Hi, I'm geologist Audrey. Today we are going to watch a volcano explode. Here is what we need: a vinegar, a bottle, baking soda, a spoon, and food coloring. We also need safety goggles. First, put your baking soda in the bottle. Now add 1 or 2 drops of food coloring. Now the fun part, the volcanoes will erupt. Now we are going to pour the vinegar and watch out. Wow! Did you see that? The volcano exploded!
That was so cool. I loved when she showed us how she poured the vinegar into the volcano and how it erupted out of the top.
And I think her colorful lava was so much fun.
That did look like fun.
Do you want to know another fun fact about volcanoes? When lava becomes solid by cooling down, that's how new land is made. Islands like the ones in Hawaii and the Pacific Oceans are constantly growing because of volcano eruptions and the solid lava.
And then the geologists have new rocks and soil to study. Allie, I see you're working on a new poster now.
Well, I loved watching that volcano erupt. I wanted to draw my own version to help me remember.
What a great idea! Can you tell us about your picture?
Sure, Miss Sandy. Right here, I drew my volcano erupting. And there, right there, there's a geologist, and she's looking at all the new rocks. I want to add my new vocabulary words to it. Can you all help me?
Of course, Allie. Friends at home, why don't you all join us? Draw a picture of something you learned today and add your new vocabulary words around it. We'll wait just a few seconds while you find some paper and pencils and crayons maybe. Okay, got them? Great. All right, Allie, let's see. Well, right here, I see someone who's studying the earth. So that must be a geologist.
You've got it, bud. Let's label it geologist. What else do we see on Allie's picture?
Well, I see that hot, molten liquid magma inside the volcano.
That was a lot of words, bud. Great, let's get it labeled. We've got our volcano, and inside, right here, we have our hot, molten,
liquid
magma. That was a lot. Great words.
I see layers of the earth. There's the core.
Uh-huh.
And on top of that is the mantle.
Yes.
So the next part must be the crust.
That sounds about right. Great job. And I see an eruption with lava coming out. Eruption and lava. Ta-da! Wow, Allie, that was a great idea.
And look at all the words we learned today. I feel like a geologist. We have learned so much about rocks and volcanoes and the earth.
You're right, bud. We have learned a lot. Friends at home, maybe you want to learn more about Earth and volcanoes. Have a grown-up take you to the public library and look for some of these great books. Earthquakes by Franklin M. Branley and Megan Lloyd. The Magic School Bus Inside the Earth by Joanna Cole and illustrated by Bruce Deegan. Home on Earth, a song about Earth's layers by Laurie Purdy Salas and illustrated by Viviana Garofoli. Planet Earth Inside Out by Gail Gibbons. And finally, Volcanoes by Franklin M. Brandley and Megan Lloyd.
You can also ask a grown-up to help you visit nasa.gov. That's NASA.gov. On this page, you'll be able to see pictures of Earth from space.
Miss Sandy, Miss Leanne, can we learn more about the history of the Earth?
Definitely, Allie. In fact, why don't we all stay tuned? Following this, our teacher friends from MPB Classroom TV will have a lesson for us on the history of the Earth. Friends at home, why don't you join us and watch? In addition, we would like to thank Core Knowledge Language Arts. The vocabulary we learned today was directly tied to their History of the Earth unit, and we encourage families and teachers to check their resources out.
Bye, everyone. See you soon.
Bye.